Hi, this is a video to help you do your assignment for the Aperture assignment. Do the work for the Aperture assignment. So I'm going to start out right now with showing you the interface right now. I have Adobe Bridge opened up. Now Bridge is a program that you can use to view your pictures and then see what's going on with the picture. For example, you can see this picture right here that I have. It's a picture of a car. I took 11 pictures of this particular car, but it records the setting I had on the camera. It actually records 2 images for each picture that I took, and it records a file type called CR2, which stands for Camera Raw, and it's the second version of Camera Raw. That's why it says CR2, and it also saves it as a JPEG. These are the same image. This is just a raw image, and JPEG is a compressed image. That means that I lose some of the information in it. But for the purposes of this assignment, we're going to use the JPEG. So I'm going to sort instead by file name by type, and that should change what's selected right here. Notice these are all CR2s now, and then my JPEGs start right here. So I'm going to just select these JPEGs by clicking on the first one and then clicking on the last one, clicking on the last one. I held down the shift key and clicked on the last one, and I'm going to right click and open these in Photoshop. Now I did this before I started recording this, so here's Photoshop with all these images. Now you'll notice that I have Photoshop going across right here. I have all these file names going across, starting with 56, 57, and so on. All 11 of those images, and I can click right here, and it shows all of them right in a row. If I want to quickly toggle through each of these, I can hold down the Control key and then press Tab, and I can just toggle through these images. And you'll notice that as I close the aperture, the f-stop, the aperture down, as I made that number bigger, it got darker. It reduced the amount of light that was entering the camera to the sensor. I'm going to start with the first image, and I'm going to reduce its size down to 2 inches wide. So I'm going to go to Image, Image Size, and then I'm going to adjust the width of the image to 2 inches. There we go. So that's 2 inches. Notice it looks really small, but I'm only looking at 33% of its size. I can just double click on that and write 100 and hit enter, and it shows me the whole size. So that's 2 inches. I'm going to go through and do that to each one of these. So Image, Image Size, make it 2 inches. Control Tab to move over, Image, Image Size. I can just go Alt Control I to do that, and then do the width 2 inches, and so on. I'm just going to do that. Control T, Alt Control I, and then go down here to 2. And so I'm going to do all of those. All right, now I have gotten all those changed so they're all 2 inches across a piece. Now I'm going to create a new document, and this document is going to be 10 inches wide. I got to change the pixels. I do it File and New in Photoshop, and I'm going to change this to inches, and I'm going to make it be 10 inches wide by 8 inches high, if I remember. I think that's what I told you to do in the assignment. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 10 inches wide by 8 inches high. All right. And then I'm going to click OK, and 72 pixels per inch. All right. And then I'm going to go. This is my document right here. This is the one that I'm going to drag all these images into, like it says in the assignment. So I'm going to go to this first one. And I'm actually going to widen this a little bit so I can see all the images. And I'm going to take this image right here, and I'm going to drag it over to the document, that untitled document. Actually, probably a faster way to do it would be to go to Edit, Edit Copy, and then go over to the untitled document and go Paste, Edit Paste. I guess I didn't do it right. Let me do that again. So I'm going to go to my first document right here, and I'm going to click on it. Oh, I forgot to do something. I double click on the layer right here and just let it be called layer 0. Then when I click on it, I go Control C to copy, and I come down to the untitled document. I go Control V, and it should paste it here. I must have done it wrong again. Let me try it again. Click on the image, go edit. Oh, it's not letting me copy it. I'm going to select it. Now I go Control A to select it, then I go Control C, and now I come back over to Untitled and I paste it. There we go. Sorry about the confusion there. I should have been a lot faster than that. So I'm going to come back to the second one now. That's 57. I'm going to go Control A and then Control C to copy. Control A selects it all. Control C copies it. Now I'm going to come back over to the Untitled and I'm going to go Control V to paste it. I'm going to put it in line, kind of in the same line with that. I'm going to do that to all the pictures now. Okay, now that I have all those pictures resized and then placed in this 10 by 8 document, now I can start labeling these images to what their aperture was that I used. And I don't have to remember what I used. I can just go to Bridge, and when I click on an image, I'm going to click on this first JPEG, it tells me what it was. So actually I can right click and say File Info, and it'll tell me some of the let's see, image information. This isn't the, let's see which one tells us how to do that. Disregard this. I'm actually going to open it up in Camera Raw, and Camera Raw tells me, let me reduce this size and put it over here. There. Camera Raw tells me I took it at f4.5. So this first one, I can go back to Photoshop. So I'm going to just click on the Photoshop thing. And this is done at f4.5. So I'm going to click on the text tool. I'm going to click right here. And it's really big. I'm going to make it 12 point right there. I'm going to change the size of the font. And I'm going to say f4.5. Enter. And then that does that one. Well, this next one, I'm going to go back to Bridge, and there was a Camera Raw image there. Oh, I don't need to do that. So I'm going to right click, open in Camera Raw, and it quickly gives me what I did. I did that one at 5.6. So I'm going to go back to Photoshop. I can do Alt Tab to do that. And this is going to be 5.6. And then this one's going to be something else. So I'm going to go back to this, double click on here. Oh, shoot, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to right click and open it in Camera Raw. So let me close that one. It was already open. Okay, so let me go back here. Right click, open in Camera Raw. And that one says F8. I'm going to go back to Photoshop and to my document. It's Untitled, and this was F8. 8. And just write 8 underneath it. Okay, so I could go through. You could put F in front of it if you want. F45, F56, F8. That'd be good. You're going to leave space for a paragraph under here. The way you create a paragraph, a box for a paragraph, just go like that. Make it write everything in 12 point, and it should work out. Now, in that paragraph, you're going to remember you're going to describe why these are getting darker as you go along. You should have them in order of. You could go from the highest number, from like F22 down to F45 or whatever the lowest number is, or you can go from the lowest number to the highest number. But I want you to describe what happens as the number goes from a low number to a high number, what happens to the exposure. If you're paying attention, you can also see what happens to what's in focus around it, but that's a lesson for a future day. Thank you.